Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're still focusing on the developments within the APC. We're joined now by Mr. Joe Igbokwe, who was a member of the Ondo Governorship Screening Committee of the APC. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Why is there so much hoopla about this, first of all, this Ondo governorship matter?
Well, you know, APC came on board on the premise of doing things, differently, getting it right, bringing justice to everybody. That was the reason why the legacy parties came together to form APC. Because we are aware of how PDP went down. It started like this, over 16 years, It came to the point where they will announce one governorship candidate in the morning, in the afternoon they will give it to another person, tomorrow they will give it to another person, just like that. And they were just playing games. By 2:15, the engine knocked. The engine of PDP knocked. And we learned a lot of lessons from there. And that's why we're screaming from the onset, that if we do not put our house in order, if we do not look at people and point to them on their faces and say, look, it's either you get it right or you get out of the way. We will go the way of basket of deplorables that we found in PDP. That's what we're screaming. For Ondo, I was a member of a 7-man committee, of the screening committee. 24 of them was a member. And what we did, before the screening started, 2 people spoke. Okay, and what's the name of Dr. Abayomi? He said what they want is a free and fair process. And if anybody emerges from this free and fair process that they are looking for, that they will accept it. And we started the screening proper. We accepted. We started 24. We interviewed 24 of them. It was a 2-day event. And we didn't screen out anybody. We didn't.
You told all 24
all 24 went through. This is the CV. So we read it and they gave good account of themselves. Each and every one of them is eminently qualified to move on those states, but only one person will win. And we did something unique. You see, after interviewing any of them, each and every one of them will not ask a question. Assuming that if you are, it was led by Jim Obi, a decent man. And he said, assuming that you are the first, and we ask you to step aside, tell us the next person you feel is capable of filling this position. And they were mentioning names. At the end of the day, okay, got 12, got the highest number of 12. And St. Abraham got 12 also. You can see how we did it. Got 12 also.
That's the raw sheet.
That's two of them were first. Okay, and Abraham. Followed by Akredolu that's got 10 mentioning.
What was this score based? Okay, those who the candidates mentioned will fill in the position in their absence.
In case, okay, we assume that you're the first.
Right.
But if we say you should step aside, give us the name of somebody who you feel is going to be capable of running the state. And they were mentioning names. As they were mentioning, we are marking.
So why is this important?
No, I just want to tell you how what they told us influenced our decision. And by the time we're doing our report, we said let all of them go. And we asked the leadership of the party to ensure that we have a free and fair process.
Yeah, but is this supposed to be...
It's just a mock.
Okay, but it wasn't supposed to be a premise for which whoever was going to emerge...
No, if you look at it, those that came first, second, third.
Because the results eventually negated what this was. But it had to be with the delegates.
No, it was not a free and fair process.
That's the delegates did not vote, or what?
No, there were interlopers in the system.
I've been following you on this, and in one of the interviews, or rather piece you wrote, you said some names over 100 were inserted.
150.
How possible is that for anyone to insert 150 names?
It's as simple as ABC. If you know the game, we can't we cannot just be, we can't deceive ourselves.
And you also said, sorry, I'll let you calm down on this. You also said that the national chairman unilaterally did some of these things.
Yes, of course, in tandem with, on the same page with the National Organizing Committee of the party. Because after the primaries, there was an appeal committee. Appeal committee presented a report. You see, left or right is APC stuff, but we have to get it right. We are moving away from the things that we did in the past that led us to where we are today. You are here today because of the foundation you have laid for yourself. Otherwise, you won't be here. I'm here because of foundation I have laid for myself yesterday. For tomorrow, you have to start today. Tomorrow morning depends on what you do today.
So is this the view of the screening committee?
Even
that all did not go well?
No, we are all participants. As a member of that screening committee, the Ondo issues of Ondo politics were put on the table for me, and I saw the candidates. And I was able to know the areas. Everything about Ondo State was put on the table because it was put before us. For 2 days we were learning. So you can't call us interlopers of that. We don't know what we're doing. Something went wrong. On Saturday of that primary, a candidate mentioned the name of our national leader that is going to be shocked by the outcome of that primary. And that was reported in a Punch. And Punch is not a useless newspaper.
Was there anything wrong with that?
No. He said, that's why you will be shocked by the outcome. How? Do you know what's going to happen?
If he was confident, people are always confident that they're going to. And politicians, eternal optimists.
He was that. He was the only person that spoke out of the 24. He was the only person.
So he wasn't supremely confident, much more than the others.
In 2012, he was given the ticket single-handedly. He was given the ticket, and nobody contested that. He went into an election and came a distant third. The same man that gave it to you is the same man you turned up to abuse even before the primaries. So there was the screening committee. Those who participated said so. They saw strange faces. We knew what happened. And we cannot sweep it under the carpet because it's APC. Let's put our house in order. That's why I disagree with
what went wrong. Because if you just reminded us of the last trial of some of these people, specifically Mr. Akeredolu, senior advocate, at that time, his relationship with Asiwaju Tinubu, and now you said, you used the word, you said now you're insulting the same man that gave it to you the last time. What went wrong?
Well, probably you were endorsed in 2012, and this time you were not endorsed. That was just is it your right? Even if you have anything, you see, if you are campaigning to be governor, you don't need to go and tell people what you want to do. Have it at the back of your mind. If you want to do something they will not like, that will be of national interest, you just keep it to yourself. Why that interview? And by the time we got into the primaries proper, the thing began to rear its ugly heads. We saw it. Oke protested, Abraham protested, Borough protested, and others. Because something went wrong.
And you strongly believe...
Somebody tampered with the list of delegates.
And you strongly believe this is from your national chairman?
Well, at the end of after the primaries, the appeal committee recommended that they saw, on the surface, if you looked at something, it's okay, everything is okay, but beneath, something went wrong. And they recommended that the primaries should be repeated.
Who recommended?
The appeal committee. There's an appeal committee. The day we were being sworn in as screening committee, the appeal committee was also sworn. The members were also sworn in. So if you have any grievances, you now take it to them. Those appeal committee now wrote their report and gave it to the National Working Committee. National Working Committee called for a meeting. For 4 days they were sitting in Abuja, September 19 to September 22, 4 days. And in that meeting, they were at about 11. 6 said, let us repeat the process. All we need to do, because time is not on our side, time is of essence, let us put somebody to go and be in INEC, the candidate. Let's just go and do it. And then come back. 5 said, let's continue. Let's continue with what we have. 6 said, let's do it. That's majority. All you need to do, in order to make people, to make even those who are doubting you to believe in the system, it doesn't cost you anything. Because that was why people believed in us. By the time they saw what we did at Chesley Balogu Stadium in Lagos, I mean, I'm talking about the presidential primaries. I was there and I saw everything. People now believe that, no, we can see the real change. But, because that's what we promised.